Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Let's talk about every game happened on Saturday. We got Super Bowl today, so it makes sense. We have a lot of games on Saturday, the day before. That's how they schedule it. The first game is a big one. The Dallas Mavericks beat the Houston Rockets, and AD played really well, but in AD's fashion, of course, right? It wouldn't be a debut if he didn't get hurt. He left the game, but hopefully he already came out and said it's not serious, and he hit two threes as well. We'll get to him after we go over the Rockets. Emperor Shangung had a big one. He played 37 minutes while they still don't have Fred VanVleet. So, a lot of big minutes. Shangung had a big one, 30 points, but his free throw has just been a big issue, right? 7 for 10. The counting numbers look pretty good here, 11 for 19. His field goal percentage is also another big thing that he could improve on because he actually missed a lot of shots at the rim. Amon Thompson played 37 minutes, 3 blocks, amazing, absolutely must roster until he doesn't get minutes, basically. Jalen Green, 24 points, 6 assists, and 3 threes, also played well. Tari Eason in the short term is a must roster, in my opinion. If he gets 30 minutes, yeah, we know he's going to put up numbers. Not a lot of numbers here, only 6 rebounds and a steal. And Dylan Brooks hit 2 threes. Yeah, I mean, Rockets right now, they do have a couple of injuries. Fred VanVleet has been out, Jabari Smith Jr. For the Mavericks, though, AD, 26 points, 16 rebounds, great. 7 assists, even. That really stands out, in 3 blocks. So this game, they played Gafford at the 5 for 26 minutes. He had 4 fouls. Yeah, we'll see. I think he's definitely still a hold. A lot of the games he may not get. There will be games where they put AD at the 5, but for bulk of the time, maybe AD is going to be at the 4. So Gafford is still going to eat. 1 steal and 6 blocks. So their interior defense, I would say, they're pretty big. So versus certain teams, they're going to have a big advantage inside. Maybe versus like a Denver. They got a lot of big bodies throwing at Jokic. Maybe that's good. But, if they play a perimeter team, they might need to go AD at the 5. PJ Washington also, I think he got hurt. He played 60 minutes before he exited the game. He had 3 blocks. But, with the arrival of AD, I think he's going to be fine. He's still going to get plenty of good minutes, to be honest. Klay Thompson only played 22 minutes because of 4 fouls. Maybe he had more threes. We'll see. And Kyrie did not have the best game, but he didn't need to. He played 41 minutes, 13 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. And another guy, Max Christie, he played 32 minutes off the bench, had 23 points. Absolutely huge game. He had 4 threes, 9 for 10. But he was a -8. I think he got a few extra minutes because PJ Washington was out. But for now, I think we could still just roster him and see how many minutes he get. He's another guy who got traded. Maybe they really like him. Want to give him more minutes. The next one, the Pacers lost to the Lakers, even though the Lakers don't have LeBron or Luka yet. It was just Austin Reaves and Rui Hachimura. For the Pacers, they scored 117 points. Still okay. Tyrese Halliburton had 9 assists, 2 steals and block, 4 threes, 19 points. Still, overall a good line. The minutes is good, right? Efficiency was all right. Can't be too upset about that. Pascal Siakam had 23 points, goes 11 for 11 from the free throw line. He's got issues with his free throw, but not this game here. If he can be an 80% free throw shooter, that's going to help his value a lot. Thomas Bryant is the guy that we want to stream, but he didn't seem to do much here. Miles Turner is probably going to be back, next week, so we don't have to worry too much about that. And then the rest of the Pacer guys, the minutes are just all over the place. You have Obi Toppin. We thought maybe he get a few extra minutes, but he only got 22 minutes, and he was pretty horrible here, -21. Aaron Nesmith and Benedict Mathurin, they're sharing the minutes. So both guys, they could be streamed, but not much roster. For the Lakers, though, LeBron is obviously not a long-term injury, but I think Rui Hachimura is going to play major minutes, even when Luka comes back. Dorian Finney-Smith maybe, but Rui is kind of perfect 3-and-D guy, so he's going to get a lot of minutes now that Max Christie is also gone. Maybe Jared Vanderbilt at some point gets some minutes, but for now, Rui Hachimura, if he's on the waiver wire, I would pick him up. And I think playing with LeBron and Luka, he should get more threes. And hopefully he can just more get defensive stats. Same thing with Dorian Finney-Smith. I think he should also get a bunch of minutes, right? What this team needs is defense and spacing. So all the 3-and-D guys, their minutes should be pretty good. Jackson Hayes, also if you dropped him, hopefully you haven't dropped him because the news came out that Mark Williams, he failed his physical. So the trade got rescinded. So as of right now, they still have Jackson Hayes. They just have him as their only true center. So yeah, pick him up. Maybe they sign another two-way guy. We'll see. But it's obviously going to be a huge issue in the playoffs. Let's say they play Denver, right? You only have Jackson Hayes. Matchup-wise, it's pretty horrible for them. Who knows? Maybe they pick up Dwight. I don't know. Maybe they make a couple phone calls. I think it's a pretty big loss for them, for the Lakers. Gabe Vincent plays some few extra minutes, but we don't need to worry about him too much. The next one is the next game is the Atlanta Hawks beat the Wizards 125-111. How about Trae Young? It's plus 36, amazing. It is versus the Wizards though. 35 points, 14 assists, 5 threes. Kind of predictable that he's gonna go off. Ricochet, he's not a must roster. He's just not. I really think Bogdanovic is gonna pop off. He is still out. Wait, where is Bogdanovic? Did he get traded? That I missed it? Oh my God. I completely missed it. He got traded to the Clippers. They don't have Bogdanovic. Yeah, they traded DeAndre Hunter and they traded Bogdanovic. So, and they got Terrence Mann back. Terrence Mann is not a good fantasy player. This game fit. Even though he came off the bench, he played more minutes. That's really a bummer, actually. Bogdanovic is, he's not going to put up big numbers. You just got too many guys there. I don't know for the Hawks. Maybe Larry Nance Jr. if he ever pick up minutes, but he's not really. No, he doesn't really shoot that many threes. So, yeah. So I do expect Ricochet to have more minutes moving forward for the rest of the season, but he's just not gonna. He's not that good right now, and especially if he doesn't get 35 minutes. So Georgios Nian, interestingly, started play 26 minutes. He now become a streamer. He makes so many threes. He takes and makes so many threes. For the Washington Wizards, they still playing Jordan Poole. This is the back-to-back. He still played, so it looks like maybe they're just gonna play him if he's healthy. 21 points after going off for 45. Overall still a decent game. Bob Carrington popped off with 23 points, 7 assists. Amazing. Pick him up. He's not going to do this every game. He's also a minus 20 here. Alex Sarr is still out, so Rashad Holmes. The Wizards got some value here. Keyshawn George, he did not play this game, but I think he's worth a pickup. Justin Champagnie, if Keyshawn George is out, he's definitely worth streaming, right? If he ever gets consistent 30 minutes for the rest of the season, definitely just like his brother, a perfect 3-and-D guy. Bilo Calabali took 20 shots. He's also should have a big finish now that Kyle Kuzma is out. And we'll see if Chris Middleton actually going to come in and play huge minutes. I really don't think he would. It's kind of be like Malcolm Brogdon, right? Play 20 minutes off the bench. Let the young guys play 30 minutes. That's how I feel. And, it kind of shows that Bob Carrington played 38 minutes and Bilo Calabali played 35. So we'll see if the Wizards going to keep giving those young guys minutes. The next game is the Magic beat the Spurs. This is a bad loss for the Spurs. And, Victor Wembanyama, obviously, I think with the arrival of De'Aaron Fox, he's going to score less points. I think that's okay, I think. Maybe help his efficiency, but Victor's fantasy value mainly coming from the steals and blocks. 4 steals and 4 blocks, you take it any day than him scoring 30 points. Obviously, depend on what you need that week, but yeah, still a big game. But I also another thing is his minutes has only 31 minutes here. Maybe next game he played 35. I don't know. De'Aaron Fox, not the best game here. 9 assists, 9 points, and they're still figuring things out, so that's okay. CP3 is still able to get 27 minutes, but of course, he's now playing 35. And this game, Stephon Castle played 29 again. Let's just hold on to Chris Paul for another week. If, let's say, moving forward, he gets 27 minutes a game, I think you could still roster him, but maybe not a much roster, Devin Vassell had a big one, 25 points with 3 threes. He's a must roster. He's getting good minutes here. And out of nowhere, Harrison Barnes still started getting big minutes. So if you want to stream him, sure, for some points and threes, if they have a back-to-back. Stephon Castle, coming off the bench, he still got 29 minutes. So, and Jeremy Sohan now doesn't get any minutes. So, Stephon Castle, Harrison Barnes right now have some streaming value on the Spurs. For the Magic, this is a very big win for them. Franz Wagner really popped off with 33 points. He's a plus 21. I feel like he's a better player than Banchero at the moment. Maybe Banchero has a higher ceiling, but Banchero's his efficiency he's really got to fix it, to really be an elite player, right? He can obviously in the fourth quarter, right? He can get his own shot, but he's just not efficient. So he's got a lot of things to work on. Goga Badaze, he got 26 minutes, while Wendell Carter Jr. only got 11. So hold on to Gogo, maybe just see. To be honest, ever since all the guys came back, he just hasn't been good. Even when he's playing big minutes, he just doesn't get usage. So if there's another big man on the waiver wire, that's maybe you can make the switch, because if everybody's healthy, he just doesn't have that. Every once in a while he'll pop off, but it's not very often. KCP, steals and 3 streamer, had 1 3 and 2 steals here. It's just crazy how little usage KCP has. And Cole Anthony Black, they're sharing the minutes. Both guys, if there's a back-to-back, you could stream them, but they're not much rosters. Anthony Black had a huge game offensively, 20 points, 8 for 9, 3 for 3 from 3-point range. The next one is a Portland. They've been hot lately, and they lost to the Timberwolves this one. DeAndre Ayton struggle versus Rudy, kind of makes sense. 14 rebounds, 6 points, but he's been playing really, really well before this. Danny Advia really struggled, 1 for 8. If you look at the minutes, Jeremy Grant, they're giving him 37 minutes here. And Kamara, it seems like he's really secured his minutes. And so far, with the return of Jeremy Grant, Danny Advia seems to be the guy losing minutes. Only 22 minutes. Scoot Henderson still getting 26 minutes, 12 points, 2 steals, and 2 threes. Shaedon Sharpe, in my opinion, is just a streamer for threes, 14 points, coming off the bench with 27 minutes. Yeah, the minutes could really be all over the place, especially when everybody's healthy. As Fernie Simons, even there are a couple games where Scoot Henderson was going off. He doesn't play 30 minutes. He had 21 points, 3 threes, 5 assists here. It's an okay game. But hey, it looks like they didn't really make any trades, so they want to see how this group of guys can, how it pans out for the rest of the season. And they're playing all their guys when they're healthy. We'll see if that's still the case. Like they're playing Jeremy Grant 37 minutes, right? But if he does get hurt, if he any type of injury, right? They're really gonna take their time to come back. But they're gonna play their guys. So for the Timberwolves, Rudy a double, but just the blocks is just really lacking. Just 1 block here this year. That's why he dropped so much. He's only averaging like barely over 1, like 1.5, 1.4 blocks. He used to be a 2.2, 2.3, right? That's a pretty big difference. And consider he really only offer you 3 categories, right? And the most important category, he has a 50% drop or 40% drop in blocks. That's gonna do a lot to your rankings. And they did this game without. I just realized they did not have Anthony Edwards, and they still beat them by a lot. So that's a little bit concerning. Nickeil Alexander-Walker with no Ant. He had a great one with 21 points, a steal and a block, and he shot the ball well. Yeah, anytime Mike Conley is out, right? Expect Nikhil Alexander Walker to have huge minutes. Could be a good streaming option. Jaden McDaniels keep it going. 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. 30 points. He's been playing really well lately. Really well. And they started the rookie Rob Dillingham. He didn't really do much here, but hey, if everybody's out, if it happens again, right, you can look at him. Jalen Clark, out of nowhere, played 32 minutes. We don't have to worry about him too much. The next one is the Oklahoma City Thunder, supposedly the top 2 teams in the West. And OKC kind of blew them out. It was somewhat close in the end. And Shea did not have the best game. This is a weird game from Shea. He had 32 points, but he went 8 for 26. Got most of his points from the free throw line, 13 for 16. This is the worry with Shea is he gets, it's kind of like Harden in a way. We'll see in the playoffs if he doesn't get to the line. It just kind of everything just all of a sudden is not working because how he draw fouls, right? He can really, because the defenders, they can't be as aggressive, so it kind of sometimes you have a snowball effect, right? They can be aggressive with you if the referee is not calling fouls, and then that hurts you more offensively. Like they can't really, because Shea probably does a lot of his work at the mid range, so they're gonna bump him more. They're gonna basically make him miss more shots if they're not calling the fouls. And another thing is, I don't know if Shea does this more than Luka, but you see Luka sometimes complain about fouls, doesn't get back on defense. It happened 2 or 3 times a game. You give the other team 2 or 3 easy buckets, that sometimes could be the difference. So we'll see. We'll see how much playoff success Shea has, because in a regular season, I think he's proving himself. Probably gonna win MVP if they keep this up. It's the playoff, just like Harden, right? You gotta win the playoffs. This game they did not have Chet Holmgren. That's fine. Isaiah Hartenstein had a big one with 14 points, 14 rebounds and 2 blocks. That's great. Aaron Wiggins cooked again. Let's just pick him up and see how things go with him. They have Case and Wallace. They have a couple guys out, but Chet Holmgren is out, here. But if he's shooting the ball this well at the moment, right, the coach has to give him more minutes. So I think he has some streaming value next week maybe. If he loses minutes, then we drop him. He hit 8 threes here, 26 points, 11 rebounds with 38 minutes. And he can get you some defensive stats too. Caruso also got the start. Let's see if guys continue to be out. If he starts, we could definitely stream him for some defensive stats. And Jalen Williams also had a great game. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal and a block. For the Grizzlies, Ja is just not him this year. He's not him. 16 points, 7 assists, 2 blocks. I don't know if it's the injuries. I mean, OKC is a good defensive team. But Ja, if he loses his athleticism, that's a lot of his games are based off. Maybe just get healthy. I don't know. Overall, his numbers are just down this year across the board. Desmond Bane, good minutes, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. That's not bad. I'll take it with 3 threes as well. Jaren Jackson Jr. missed a bunch of free throws, 3 for 6, but otherwise still a very good game. 2 threes, 3 steals, and 3 blocks with 19 points. And this year, offensively, he has really improved a lot. And Santi Aldama, he always have some streaming value off the bench. Scottie Pippen Jr. only 8 minutes. They got a lot of good guys on this team. But for now, I think really if everybody's healthy, Santi Aldama is the guy that we could stream. The next game, we have the Golden State Warriors. This is actually a big game. I think the Warriors are down 15 points at some point in the second quarter on the road, and now you have. This is a huge win for them, I think, for the team's morale, and they could be a very dangerous team in the playoffs as well. Let's say you OKC, you play Warriors in the first round. Depending on how the odds are, I think Warriors probably have 33% chance of winning if they play OKC in the first round. That's not compared to Celtics last year, when they played the eighth seed, their odds was like minus 1,000. So the playoff in the West, the path to the finals is just so much harder because you got those teams with a lot of upside, like you know, even though they're not good in the regular season, in the playoff they could be different. And now they got Jimmy Butler, and I think it's great for Jimmy Butler fantasy wise, right? 29 points. Now he's motivated. He just got paid, right? Just imagine you going to work, making $60 million a year, right? They just give you the contract. You're gonna be motivated. He's gonna put out way better numbers. That's great. This is a good game. One steal on the block, 4 assists. He could legit going back to be a top 12 player, right? And he didn't even play 35 minutes, right? Which at some point they're gonna give him those minutes. Draymond also had a big one. 7 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. But again, this game is versus a pretty bad Chicago team. Steph Curry, 34 points. Yep. Shots are falling here. And Podziemski came off the bench, still played 29 minutes. So in the short term, we could still definitely have him. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists is really good. Buddy Hield, 4 threes. Seems like he's getting minutes. So if you were streaming him, let's just keep him and see how things go. For the Bulls, yeah, Vucevic had some foul trouble, play only 28 minutes. Not the best game. And this game, Lonzo Ball was out. So Matas, I don't know how to say his last name. Let's go pick him up, and he seems to have a lot of hype. This guy, so pick him up. I don't think he's gonna get 30 minutes every night. You know, this game Lonzo is out, but you know, it looks like he's long, lean, athletic. So he's probably gonna get a bunch of defensive stats, right? 1 steal and 1 block here. Ayo Dosunmu, who's been playing very well, did not play well. Kobe White had 27 points and 6 threes. Yeah, really Kobe White. And, you know, with Zach LaVine gone, I think it helps Josh Giddey rest of the season too, right? He's going to get them minutes. 11 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and 3 blocks is pretty good for Josh Giddey. But the problem with Giddey is it's his 3rd or 4th year now. He just really hasn't improved fantasy-wise. I didn't see a huge improvement. He's still the same guy, like inefficient, right? Going to get you rebound and assist, but not much else. The next game is the Jason Tatum. Celtics destroyed the Knicks. The Knicks can beat a lot of bad teams by playing starters 40 minutes. But can they win the big games? This is a big game. And Tatum drops 40 points and 7 threes. I usually don't trust Tatum in big games. This game, clearly he went off here, 40 points. And the Celtics as a team, they've been struggling. So this is a big win. It's good. Jaylen Brown, 12 points, not the best game, but your finals MVP, maybe he gets another one because Jason Tatum is just is gun shy in the finals. Derrick White hit 4 3, 17 points, just very solid. Al Horford got the start. This game, Porzingis out, right? Luke Cornett is actually a good stream with Porzingis out. He's actually a good stream because he's so big. He's gonna get some block. He's gonna block some shots, grab some rebound. He can even hit some threes. 7 for 7. And you play on the Celtics. You're gonna get a lot of easy buckets. Nobody's really paying attention to you, right? Al Horford, he's always a good streamer if he gets minutes. Peyton Pritchard also went off here with 25 points and 6 threes. But I don't think he's a must roster. Because Jrue Holiday was out, but every once in a while he's gonna have a big game. For the Knicks, Jalen Brunson tried 36 points and 5 assists with 3 threes, 13 for 13 from the line. Karl Anthony Towns, he has not been good. He's been struggling. I think injury has something to do with it for sure, but also maybe he's also out of gas a little bit. Who knows? Maybe he just needs some rest. Not the best game here, but overall, I think still happy with his production overall this year. 1 steal in a block. Still, hit 2 threes. Josh Hart continues to put up big numbers. 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals. OG Anunoby out. Precious Achiuwa is a must roster, although he was horrible here. But they don't have anybody. They got to play him. That obviously going to impact their spacing a lot because Precious Achiuwa cannot shoot. That's going to impact their offense a lot, I think. And Mikal Bridges had 11 points only. So all the Knicks guys, other than Jalen Brunson, they didn't really play well. The next game, the Denver Nuggets just destroyed the Phoenix Suns. Just with this roster, they are not, and they did not trade Bradley Beal. This experiment has failed, and this is not a team like the Warriors, for example. I feel good about them going to the playoffs, even though record-wise they're not. Phoenix, I just don't think they can put it together. Jokic, of course, yeah. I mean, Phoenix play Denver, they just gonna get cooked. Who they got? They got Nick Richards guarding Jokic. Jokic is not even trying here. 11 for 13, 26 points, 9 assists, 11 rebounds. Jamal Murray had a big one. Jamal Murray has been playing a lot better lately. They still don't have Russell Westbrook, but no problem. Julian Strother, butchered his last name. Like, we could definitely stream him. He's getting a lot of minutes, right, with Russell Westbrook out, and he's a shooter. And in the modern NBA, if you're a shooter, you're gonna get minutes. If you're a killer, if you're 45% three-point shooter, you're gonna get some minutes. Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun both played okay. Just such easy win for Denver. For Phoenix, Devin Booker, 24 points. He's putting up good numbers lately, and obviously this game didn't have AD, but even KD. And even with KD in, I don't really feel good about this team in the playoffs. Yeah, especially versus Denver. Jokic can literally do whatever he wants. And offensively, I don't know how good their offensive ratings are, but it didn't seem that good. They only scored 105 points. Tyus Jones took 17 shots, had 10 assists. Let's just continue rostering him. They got Bradley Beal out here as well, but I think it might be a back-to-back for them. But they really need to figure things out. Otherwise, they might need to blow it up. Or KD will go somewhere. He's not winning a chip here. The next one is the Pelicans and the Kings. Both teams had a lot of lineup changes. They had a lot of trades. The Kings the Kings won the game. But, we look at the Pelicans. CJ McCollum, he has a major risk of getting shut down. So I don't know if in your league you can still trade, because some of the leagues, there's also a trade deadline in fantasy. But I will be aggressively trying to offload CJ. I just worried, who they're gonna play. That they're gonna play him. 31 points, 6 threes is great. Zion Williamson, it's great that he's playing. 27 minutes, 40 points, probably his best game of the year. Absolutely huge. And he kind of shows us, how good he could be. They traded away Brandon Ingram. I think maybe another reason is we got Trey Murphy. He might be better than Brandon Ingram. So, yeah, rest of the season, Trey Murphy is going to be a beast as long as he's getting minutes. Missy, 1 for 6 from the field, but 13 rebounds and 4 blocks is pretty good. I think he has some. We can definitely roster him, but there's going to be games where he's up and down. Jose Alvarado, with all the guys out, yeah, 9 assists and 3 steals. He could also worth a look for assists and steals. For the Kings, Malik Monk, not the best game, but he still had 7 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Zach LaVine, 22 points. He's just putting up identical numbers. And on the Kings, they have pretty high pace. He's gonna put up numbers. DeRozan, not the best game, but with the departure of De'Aaron Fox, I think that also helped his. This team is kind of like the Knicks. You play all the starters 35 minutes, and then you maybe have one guy coming off the bench get a few minutes. In this case, it's Keon Ellis. They also traded away Kevin Huerter, so you don't really have a lot of capable guys off the bench. Sabonis, 16 rebounds, but only 2 assists, 27 points, and had six fouls. A good win for the Kings, but they're not making the playoffs this year, so that's another worry. Oh, sorry. What am I saying? They're the 9th seed, but I feel like with the how Warriors are coming, and Dallas, they got AD. They're probably gonna win they're gonna make the playoffs. So it's basically Kings, the Phoenix Suns, the Golden State Warriors. They're competing for that 10. They're competing for 2 spots. I'm assuming Spurs gonna be out of it. So if I have to bet up my money, it's Kings not making it. But who knows? The Clippers, yep, they also made a couple Mickey Mouse trade. They beat the Jazz, no surprise here. This Jazz team, I think Keontae George, he's a minus 39, but it doesn't matter. He needs to be picked up if he's on the waiver wire, I think. I thought he wasn't getting minutes, but no, it's a fake out. They bench him. They said, okay, you're actually going to have a higher usage now. 21 points, 4 assists, and 2 threes. That's great. Isaiah Collier did not have the best game, but he's a must roster. 9 assists here. He legit maybe like top 10 in assists for the rest of the season. Maybe not top 10. I'm trying to think. He's averaging, I feel like, over 7 assists. And how many guys in the league are averaging over 7 assists? Not that many. And he's getting good minutes, 2 blocks here, 5 rebounds. Yeah, absolutely must roster. Jordan Clarkson and Colin Sexton, I don't know about them. Maybe not so much. They're going to be in and out of the lineup. They're going to mysteriously have a mysterious injury and then be out for 2 weeks. But whenever they're playing, they have some value. We could definitely stream them. They had 24 points here. They are also resting. This is obviously no good. They're resting Walker Kessler on every back-to-backs now as well. So Filipowski played 29 minutes. If everybody's out, they just rested their entire team, basically. Lauren Markkanen and John Collins. So here we go. So the Jazz, they're resting their players on all the back-to-backs. If you know about this, then you can maybe plan around. If you know this guy is going to be out, then you can put him in an IR and then stream that spot. That's not so bad, to be honest. For the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard has been playing a lot of minutes, so it seems like he's fully ramped up. That's good. I mean, he's going to have off games like this, but I think, pretty bullish for him rest of the season. If you can get him low, if you can trade a top 40 player to get Kawhi, I'll be doing that. I think on a per game basis, Kawhi playing 30 minutes, top 20 player. I think it's pretty safe. James Harden, 23 points, 17 assists is huge. But again, this is versus the Jazz. I don't think we should be too impressed about this 2 threes, but he shows he can still do it. Zubac, big game, easy work. Same thing with Norman Powell, right? They made a couple trades. They actually have Bogdanovic now. So I think Bogdanovic could be Amir Coffey, except he's a better shooter and a better playmaker. So Clippers, I think at the trade line, they also got a little bit better. But this is another team, this Clipper team, another team in the playoffs. If you play the Grizzlies, if you play the Rockets in the first round, even though they have a worse record, you got Kawhi Leonard. He could really pop off in a 7-game playoff series. Like, okay, if you say Kawhi Leonard and Shea obviously at this point is better, but in a playoff series, there are a lot of ifs, obviously. In a playoff series, Kawhi is healthy. Who are you taking? I would make the argument that, hey, Kawhi is way better defender on the other side. And then on the offensive end, Kawhi is just as efficient, if not more. He doesn't have high usage, And, given how the referee wants to ref the game, if Shea doesn't get the free throws, how much of a better offensive player is compared to Kawhi. So, another very dangerous team in the playoffs, in my opinion. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.